don't like it that much because it's true what you say. I compared also with when Picasso died. Nobody had the intention to say like, oh, okay, I buy the name and I continue.
Yeah.
Credibility is very linked to that discipline, and it's true that ours is much more product and it's much more commercial and it's much more.
But it's not an industry.
It's not an industry. The painting side, you mean? Yeah, it's true, but and it's true that it's possible that they can continue under the name just by changing. They can continue Picasso and paint like a Monet, just put the name Picasso under it. But where's the credibility and what's the sense and use and whatever for it? So that bothers me a bit. But on the other hand, yeah, you can't be that pretentious that we're not painters, we're not artists. Mm-hmm. Although, why it bothers me is that it's just because, and it's my personal reason, because of the artistic side in fashion is what I like so much. If I go to McQueen, you see, he's an artist, and okay, they can continue McQueen, but they can't fool McQueen. You know, like it's. And that's why, on the other hand, I can imagine that there are people that invest in that brand, and if the guy dies, or if the founder dies, or the name owner isn't there anymore, it's about a lot of money.
How do you feel about it in your own terms? If you would place yourself in that position, what would your thoughts be about it?
And what position we are?
In the position of, you have the investors, you have somebody who has the money in it, and you disappear. Would you want the brand to continue?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care. It's our thing now, and I don't know. I don't need a statue. I don't need whatever happens afterwards. I think I want to join now, and it might be that the investors say like, listen, we have that name now. We have like Anne Meulemeester, for instance. She didn't die, but she stopped, and there was money involved. So when they had to continue, and she's also Anne is also a bit like, I think like she's more like, okay, I did it, I enjoyed it, I gave everything, I gave 300%. And I shouldn't care if but maybe it's different for Anne.
I think I would find it weird that I anyhow, like that all of a sudden, like I would be curious what the other person would do. I don't think I could just say like, oh, I'm even not going to look at it. No, I don't think I'm too curious to see what they do, and maybe you don't know, because sometimes someone can surprise you. So it doesn't have to be always negative, but
I would feel uncomfortable. I would feel uncomfortable.
But you just said you don't care.
But I should feel uncomfortable by seeing other people, not other people, but designs.
I don't know how I would feel. I don't know.
I can imagine, you would either think, what are you doing with that sleeve? Or, wow, actually, that's a great idea. I wish I would have thought of that when I was, still designing. I guess that's quite a difficult one as well. So you've kind of seen it all in Antwerp, in a way. So you've seen the whole fashion system come to life, and you've seen the change throughout it, because I remember reading that you were reading an interview with, I think, or television program about the Six of Antwerp, which inspired you, and when you were 15 you were having a conversation with Dirk Bickenbergs on a television program. So what has been the most surprising change, if you look back where you are now and you look back through all these years that you have seen Antwerp and evolve as a fashion city?
I think nothing changed. In Antwerp?
No, but I was also thinking like, fuck shit, for this question I didn't see them coming, but
In Antwerp, I think
nothing changed.
nothing changed. They're all, I think all the designers are so still like independent but open-minded. Like that I think that's also the advantage of living or starting in Antwerp. It's like we never saw ourselves or our collection as an Antwerp or a Belgian collection. We always saw it global.
Yeah.
And we always showed our work outside of Antwerp. We all live here and we work here, but actually we show it almost never here. We always show it in Paris or in London or in New York, but never here. So in that way, I think maybe the thing that's changed is that that some of us took investors in the company. That was before a kind of a not done thing, because I think we would see it more as a weak thing instead of a strong thing. And because I don't know, for God's, I don't know for what reason we thought that it was weak not to have an investor, to have an investor. But that's maybe the only thing I would say that.
No, the only thing that changed in Antwerp is the perception about Antwerp, but that isn't in Antwerp. It's more
outside.
Because
of course you're so perceived as, you know, Antwerp designers and Belgian designers, whereas you're actually showing your work everywhere, as you just said. So.
Yeah, and also like there is always this thing that Belgian designers only use dark colors, but that's also not at all the case, because you have
look at Walter.
Walter is like the brightest ever, and trees like. It's like, where does it come from? I don't know. Maybe it's Anne Mullemes.
I don't think they mean dark as color. That's what I thought lately. I think it's more dark. They mean about the conceptual side.
Maybe the approach.
And that's the conceptual approach for people. This is too sophisticated or too intellectual or too. They'd rather like not to wear that much of a story or of some just rather like to be. A few weeks ago we were in Ibiza and I was looking to the people and I was thinking like, should she have thought like even 2 seconds about what she was going to buy or going to wear? And so that's why Ibiza is maybe the most colorful and the most lightly or enlightened place in Europe.
Yeah.
It's that's why I think like it's more the reason why they think that the Belgians are dark. Dark is an easy word to place. If they say like conceptual for, I don't know, they have our neighbor who asked like even a few weeks ago, like, are your colors still are your clothes still that dark, that black? It's like, listen, man, we don't use that much black, but the black, I'm sure she meant conceptual, but she couldn't find the word.
If you would give yourself Well, one keyword is a bit limiting, but if you would give yourself a few keywords, how would it be?
I like the word creative in a way. Creative for me, but
What is a creative mind for you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If this question shouldn't have come now, I should have told it myself to you, because like it's more like what means creative, and creative means for me finding solutions, finding solutions in a spontaneous way, or finding solutions in a more finding solutions and all kind. I don't find the word now, but finding solutions on situations, on problems, on solving things with an aesthetic result. With an aesthetic result means design-wise, but also like sometimes I can think like people are creative by managing people. But managing people can also be a beautiful thing. See, when I'm at the office now, and I see like everybody is happy and relaxed, and it works, and then I think like, oh, this gives me energy to make beautiful things, or to even say beautiful things, but that's on the other hand, you try to add each time more and more. You're never happy. As a creative person, you're never happy, because you always want to continue. You always want it better and better and better.
But it's a good thing.
That's also a good thing.
Is it sometimes frustrating?
Yes, in a way that when you have some means, and it's not always money-wise, but sometimes also team-wise or geographically. Some means can if you have a lack of means, it might be frustrating. That you just want to let it goes and goes and goes, and you see then other people who have the means, and it's frustrating.
Do you look at a lot of what other people are doing, other designers, and do you follow news in general, or you're more your own world, your own bubble?
I follow what other designers do, not in detail, but I think it's nice, like to see, like when all the shows are done, to see with what's everybody doing a bit. Like it's always interesting and
the gossips.
The gossips.
Yes,
The gossips.
It's the scroll through style.com when you're done. Yeah.
The big house of Victoria Beckham.
Well, I heard she has a beautiful street now in Dover Street, and that it's very architecturally pleasing.
A beautiful street in Dover, and beautiful store.
In Dover Street, yeah.
I didn't go away this weekend. We passed by, but it was on Sunday. It was closed. But it's huge. It's a big window. Anyhow, I just mentioned Victoria Beckham for as a joke.
I think what is also, I think, really for us, typically for us, is that we work always in contrasts. I think we never, and maybe that's because we're man and wife, or masculine and feminine, or we always twist the garments. When it's a feminine garment, it will always have a twist that makes it masculine or makes it different, not just too pretty. Like we don't like too pretty, I think.
No. Pretty might be, that's new word. Might
You
be
don't like
negative for
pretty.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we think about words who are negative to us, and pretty is
I
negative.
like to be pretty.
Yeah.
It's like cute.
That was the
it's like
word this
cute.
weekend.
Yeah.
It was
It's
when
like
someone
cute
else, we
or
were discussing,
pretty.
we had the same discussion, and someone said
interesting.
cute.
Yeah.
Interesting. But
Yeah,
pretty
interesting
is
is
more a
like-
style. Interesting is in a certain
Yeah.
context.
But pretty,
You
like
don't like
we
the
don't
word
do
interesting,
pretty dresses, so we always
pretty-
have a twist, and that's I think that's really typically us.
but what?
The twist that we give to. Sometimes we start from a pretty dress just because it's a nice idea to start from it and then to make it your own.
Do you think that if you use the word interesting for something, it kind of takes the interesting part out of it?
Yeah. But that's more like you go to a vernissage, a preview of a painter, for instance. Like this weekend in London, it didn't happen. But for instance, you go to a vernissage, then you ask people like, so what's your impression? What do you think about it? And they answer in one word, well, it's interesting. Then like go on. That's bad answer.
Yeah. No.
Or also like if they say like, yeah, there were some nice works.
Yeah.
What is nice? Or
were some-
it was good. What is good?
Bad thing. We always have with friends. We always have the play in the evening, like when you're dead, what do you really don't want people saying about you? One word. And there's like, for me it's like, but I don't know
He
in
was a
English.
sweet one.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sweet.
Can you imagine you're like 60 years and you say, oh, it's so sweet. You don't want to be sweet.
Yeah, but it's also a bit in a way out of your control, I guess, no? You can only control image, I guess, also to a certain extent. I do wonder what that is for you guys when you're telling a story and then it goes out into the world and it's in social media, it's on internet, and you get requests for shoots, etc. Are you controlling in a way about how your brand and your image is represented? Because in a way, you just said that, when you leave the brand and somebody else takes over, in a way, you would be anxious, but you would also not care. So how do you feel at the moment when you are giving your work away?
Wait, before
I don't
kan
have-
jij het in het Vlaams even vertalen wat dat ze draagt? I didn't understand very
Maar
well.
hoe dat je er
because it
tegenover staat als de kleren dan worden uitgeleend voor fotoshoots en zo, naar de pers.
Okay. I thought it was more like when the work is done and you give it away on the catwalk, but that's not what you
like
mean.
after the like
Yeah,
press,
How
press season.
When everything is finished, then you release your work into the world, and then it's interpreted by everybody, and they create their own stories.
Because once the show is done and the clothes go to the press agent and then to the photo shoots and everything, we already started the next season, so we are already completely out of that collection.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't follow it really anymore. Of course, our press agent always says like, oh, so and so demanded this look, and when they send the final picture, then it's really exciting because then it's often really nice, or sometimes
We see it really as a tool, like you make a collection, you tell a story, and we started that journey 17 years ago and you want to continue. If you want to continue, you have, and that's the business side, and that's what we are not good at, and what's good at as an investor. The business side makes sure that you can continue. What's the business side? It's the selling, it's the press, it's the visibility, all those things make sure that we can continue on telling our story. So in a way, we're proud if some magazines or some people really follow us and support us and use us, because we know that it's also for advertisers. Most space is already foreseen for advertisers. So when they use your things, it's really that because they want to support you. And we're proud of it when we see it. Sometimes the result is good, but that's more your question. What do you think about the result? And sometimes it's surprisingly good, and sometimes it's weird that you think like, ooh.
For us, it is. I think the ultimate moment for us is the show, or when we do our own photo shoots, and that we create our own world, our own. That's of course the moment.
I think we're quite selfish in a way.
Ultimate moment. If this would not be possible anymore, if somebody would tell us, like, okay, from now on you cannot do shows, no photo shoots, you just go on a fair, you take a booth and you just hang your clothes there on a hanger, I stop. I don't have to think about this, I stop now. It doesn't interest me at all. It's, for me, that's because that's the thing. Maybe that's why we say we are storytellers. But that's the story. If you cannot tell a story anymore, then because for me it's not about just the garment. It's about creating a garment and creating a universe around that garment. And then at the other hand, when people, because there are millions of clothes, like there are thousands of brands, and if people, stylists or photographers choose a piece of us, then we are already very honored, I think, because it's not, as Philip said, it's not really the most evident thing to do to take our clothes, because we are not advertisers. So, and then also afterwards, when it goes in the shop, when you see that finally people are wearing it, when you see people in the street wearing it, like that's also like, it's like, wow, somebody picked our clothes to wear. And then you feel really like a kind of a connection, because like, you know that she could have picked so many others. So that are the glory moments.
Okay, I have one last question. If you would give all the young designers who are just graduating and wanting to start their own brand, or perhaps the other route which you first chose as well, to work for others, what advice would you give to any young creative at this moment?
Don't be afraid and just like go for it, because you hear so many things like, the economy, it's hard to start and blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like really, just there is still room for creative people. If you have a nice story to tell, people will pick it up. Just do it. Don't be afraid.
Take some risks.
But just like if you have an idea, like and really focus. I think that's really like focus on this and nothing else, and it will happen. If you have a nice story to tell, of course.
Exactly.
But but don't be afraid. Yeah, we hear this many times that people say like, yeah, what do you think? It's the time is so difficult and the economy and
Forget about it.
but every time has its problems. Every time has its. There is always a crisis somewhere, and of course, like I think Dries van Noot and Anne Mullenmeester, when we talk about the Belgians, they started in really the golden years, like when fashion was like when fashion was in fashion, when people were like dressed up but it's already like for such a long time that they say like there is a crisis. So if you wait until it's over, then
you can wait forever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's true. Anything you can add to that?
Yeah, I should say that it's the best advice is I think for me, next to what Dan says, is be aware that it's a teamwork, and make sure that team around you is.
That's true. Yeah.
Is as that. In Belgium, you say like but there's one word that the team is as strong as the weakest
part.
Weakest person in the team. Yeah.
Yeah. But on all kind of levels, it's don't
true.
try to do it on your own and think like I'm gonna conquer the world. No.
Yeah, that's
it's
really
a teamwork.
that's a really good advice also. Yeah.
I agree. That's a new one, I must say. When I ask people the question, a lot of people do have the believe in yourself and trust yourself, trust your gut, but actually the teamwork one, it's quite I think really important.
But that's a different. No, but it's a different context. It's a different context.
We have that. I have that myself as well because we work as a team and as a collective, and we're so much stronger together. I learn so much more from the people who are journalists with me and photographers and stylists than just like trying to survive on my own. Like enriches all the knowledge of everybody.
Exactly.
Which is great.
Yeah, that's because like if we could start all over again, that's something that I would.
Oh no, I actually need to go to the bathroom.
You know where it is?
Is it downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually have to run quite soon. My colleague, she's got a meeting in the Motor Museum. She actually needs to use my phone to record. So.
Okay.
Which is very problematic. So it's downstairs?
Yeah. Moet jij nog iets zeggen? Dan kan ik gewoon naar afspreken.
Had jij nog iets pakken? Nog een bureau.
We gaan een bureau zelf afspreken. Misschien iets meepakken voor op een bureau. Moet jij...
Nee, want we hebben boter. We hebben boterhammen bij en brood mee en de weg.
Oké. Ik ga vanavond misschien iets doen, maar dat is daar niet.
Ah, Celestje. Waar is het? Ik zeg, dat is Celestje.
Hanneke.
Oh, hij doet niet met het zware. Dat is dan al scheuren. Geef dat aan de Filip mee.
Je bent trein al, hè? Nou, nog worker.
We're having good weather these days.
Yes.
So happy. Wow, you weren't here on I think on